I am just beyond excited about what I just found at the thrift store a moment ago, and I really want to show you. So I did find a few other things, but the star of the show is what I'm the most excited about. It is pretty nippy out, so I'm excited to be able to layer again. I've had a little bit of a rough week starting uni again, and I had to quit my job, and I've never done that before. That was really stressful and it weighed on me a bit until I finally did it yesterday. And so today things felt a little bit more normal, and I went to the thrift store and I found these. I mean, they're from the brand Keen, and they are my size, and they are colors that I absolutely adore, and they weren't that expensive. I saw them, I grabbed them, and I like closed my eyes and had to contain my excitement in the store, and I feel like I floated home on a cloud on the whole walk home because I tried them on at the store. They're perfect. They have quite a nice bounce for like almost Converse style like canvas sneakers. They have leather on one side and canvas on the other. I love the little toe bump, the signature Keen toe bump, and they were only 45 Danish krone, which is pretty cheap. I don't know what else to say other than I have wanted a pair of Keen shoes for a while because my friend Lagerbjørn has 3 pairs I think, and I think they look really cool, and I've gotten a lot of good impressions from Lagerbjørn, who wears them all the time and tells me that they are very durable and comfortable and good for walking in. This is a different model, but still the brand is reputable in my mind, and I love these colors together so much. I don't even know what other colors they make these in, but I'm sure that this would be my favorite combination of colors either way. They remind me a little bit of the shoes from Morel I found last September actually, I think. But these ones are more my size than those were, and I think there's more support in them. And I found a few other cool things that I might as well show off. This vase, just a birthday present for a friend. Dark brown ceramic shot glasses or egg holders, and they fit into each other. I love a good little ceramic piece. This book with an embossed front page of a hand and also back page of a hand, kind of like a drawing of my hand, and it's about letters, so it has a bunch of letters in there. I just skimmed through it, but I love the kind of analog vibes, and I thought it was very, very beautifully made. So, and finally I found this little mini DV camcorder from Panasonic that I got to bargain the price down. Actually, I didn't even try to bargain. I was just asking if they knew whether or not there might be a charger for it somewhere in the store, and the volunteer was like, no, let's give you a discount. So he bumped down the price for me quite a bit, which was nice because I can't even test if it works right now because there's no way to charge it, and I don't know how to work with a mini DV camera, but I've been intrigued for a while, and I looked up this camera online, and a lot of people were selling it at a quite steep price, and I thought it's not gonna hurt even if I don't end up getting the new charger or battery for it or anything. It does have an SD card slot here, but it only goes up to 1 GB as far as I saw, and it's only for still photos. Yeah, I don't know, I thought it was fun. I haven't thrifted any camcorders. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed. I just came home from running some errands and I feel very frazzled English lady in this outfit. So I wanted to film that before I took all the layers off because it's pretty hot to walk all the way up a hill to get home and up all my stairs. I returned some of my books to the library where I also loaned some new books, including a book full of illustrations by one of my favorite illustrators that I already have one book of that my mom got me, as well as an illustration that my mom got me. I have a little clip of me eating these spinach garlic chips. I thought I was gonna do like a little check-in clip at the botanical gardens, but then I realized how many people there were and how shy I felt about talking to a camera out in public, and also how bad the sound quality was going to be because it was just on my phone. But let me walk you through my experience here. At first I opened the bag and they smelled bad, and then I took the first bite and it was pretty fine. Then they had a weird aftertaste, but then I kept eating them and then they were pretty good. Yes. And I walked by a thrift store and I found a few things that I bought. I don't even really know how to show you this. It's a jacket. It's from the brand Siri from the Faroe Islands. And it just has so many good details in its materials. I really love the kind of rough wool and the the sheep's fur color here is amazing, and it's actually quite snug fitting, really hugs my figure, which I don't have any jackets that do. I love the construction of these panels, and I love the horn buttons. Is that also called horn? Bone? The bone buttons that are oval shaped, all of them, and the big fur collar, and this little signature it has on it, the label. And this jacket is a size medium. It fits me, but I don't feel I can move a lot in it. But my plan is to take out the lining. It's gonna be a complete redo of the other jacket I was just wearing, where I also cut out the lining to have more space, because right now this doesn't feel so good. And also the lining is just polyester. I feel like that doesn't really groove with the rest of the vibe of this jacket. We're gonna take that out, and then the material in itself is a little bit more flexible and elastic, so it should be less like restrictive to wear because it fits pretty fine, but I couldn't bike comfortably in it, and that's a big parameter for me. I want my clothes to be practical as well as nice. But I took a chance on this one because it was so beautiful. It wasn't too expensive. I mean, I think my standards have shifted for what's expensive at the thrift store. I'm working at a clothing store where the prices are a lot higher for new clothes, which I just haven't generally been very much exposed to. And especially for anything that isn't fast fashion, like clothes are expensive. So this, I was happy to give the price that they wanted for this. I hope to wear her for years and years to come. Feels like a good autumn, early winter jacket. You definitely need something a little bit more high up in the neck of whatever you're wearing underneath, because it's kind of a deep cut, although you have the fur covering it. I was thinking maybe a turtleneck would be nice. And the lady at the store was so nice. She complimented my style and we chatted about this and the next thing that I bought. I only got these two things, but they are amazing and they kind of have a theme. Okay. This is a sheepskin's bag that I could not resist. This was a little bit more expensive, but again, for a bag and for something this unique and with clearly quality materials and construction. It has this like clasp opening which looks quite vintage, also because it's got a little bit of erosion here, which I love. Don't mind this effect of it looking a little bit like copper. Wait, there's a specific Danish word that I know for this erosion pattern. Copper, the way copper erodes and it turns turquoise, and those colors together are very beautiful. It reminds me of that. I guess that this is brass. Doesn't brass have copper in it? There's a pocket inside here covered in leather. There's a top handle here in leather, and there's a crossbody strap as well. Right now it's a little bit longer than I prefer my crossbody bags to be. I like them to be maybe a little bit more about here, this length. At the thrift store I tried putting my water bottle and my wallet and stuff into here, and it both made it look very adorable and round, and it also fit quite a lot. It has to be small enough to get through this type of opening, but then it does fit quite a lot. It's really soft. I've been thinking about and looking for a cowhide bag for quite a while, and I think this is kind of an alternative to that, to add some texture to an outfit. Oh, and now that we're doing this thrift haul, I wanted to say I found a few other things the other day. I was having a little bit of a difficult day, so I was on the phone with my friend Lagebjørn, and I went to the thrift store. And I found a pair of clogs, polka dot clogs. I love this tone of red, isn't too intense. I like it when it's a little bit toned down, and I like the irregular dotted pattern. And so these are perfect for gardening in. Now I just need a garden, so that's the next point on my to-do list. And then I also found these two books. I got them for 10 kroner each, which is really cheap. Especially this one's from 2021 and this is from 23. This one is in English. It's called Illustrators on Creative Processes. Isn't that how you pronounce it when it's in the plural? Anyway, it's a tiny little book with a bunch of illustrators, small interviews with them, and pictures of their work. I love these types of books. They're always so expensive. They're always in the like museums shops and stuff. But this one I got really cheap at the thrift store, and I'm looking forward to rummaging through it some more. This far I think there are like 3 or 4 of these illustrators that I know of and follow on social media, so that's been fun. I've loved these books since I was like a teenager, I think. And then I picked this up because I was talking on the phone with Lagebjørn. They love this book, and I realized that it was the same book that they had talked a lot about that I saw. It's really well written. It's a combination of texts and photographs. This version is in Danish, in Linje i Verden, but it's also been translated and also illustrated. I was writing with my mom about this book, and she said that it had been illustrated by the illustrator that I was talking about earlier, that I got the book from the library about, and that who I have a book by already and a print by. So she has done the illustrations for the English translation of this book. I'm not sure, I'm gonna find the English title, but I recommend it a lot. It's a very nice book. It's about the West Coast, places and history and identity, and it's written really nicely. It makes me want to move to the West Coast and be out in nature, and makes me want to be at the beach. And I read this out loud to Thomas, my boyfriend. He was donating plasma, and I went with him. While he was being pumped, I read out loud from this book, and the nurse next to us asked about this book and ended up writing down the title. It was very, very wholesome situation, very fun. I feel I've had a lot of good luck at the thrift store lately. I feel really happy with my wardrobe and with my belongings in general at this point in time. It brings me a lot of joy to have the belongings that I do. Anyway, now I'm going to make a new portion of kombucha and maybe read a little bit in my hammock, make a cup of tea. It's a little bit of a nippy day. It feels great. And I have no real plans. I can do whatever I want for the rest of the day. I hope you're having a good day as well. for about a week and then we do it all over again.
God ski. Nej då. Jag fick den! Vänta, vad du? Jag kan fixa dem.
Jag har aldrig sagt det förr.
Du kan snacka runt. Ska du se det?
We went to a thrift store before we went to the forest. It's a store that only is open on the weekends, so it's kind of perfect for when you don't know where you're going on a Sunday. We bought some music, 3 CDs. Thomas really wanted a pack of playing cards and he said that he counted them, so we got this little guy as a keychain for our extra keys. We're gonna have them at a friend's place and we can say if they're in doubt about which keys that they're gonna be looking for, it's gonna be the one with a little guy on them in overalls. This wooden bracelet. I like the idea of wearing it over a sleeve, even maybe like a sweater sleeve. I've seen people do that with silver bracelets currently, and I thought this was a good way to try that out. I do always love wood where you can kind of see the structure and the grain and the material. A wabi-sabi girl. I got some small ceramic pieces. First up is this set of three little cups. I love the colors on these, and the glaze is a little cracked. Honestly, it's embarrassing that I don't know what this is. I study linguistics, I should know, but I don't. And they're very small, so I'm not sure what to use these for. Well, I'm just always gravitating towards these kinds of things. So we have 2 cups that are similar but bigger that Thomas really likes for his coffee. He figured out that that's a good size for coffee, and these remind me of those. I need to find a good use for them because I really like them. And then Thomas showed me that they had these tiny little doll tea sets. I don't know what he was expecting, like that I was not gonna want to bring them all with me home. It's hard to see, this camera won't focus, but it has a little motif of 2 birds on it, and you can take the lid off. There were 3 little cups in this set. Then they had this tiny little bowl. I just love a little bowl. You could put some olives in here, olive pits after eating them. Then they had a rack of summer clothes for only 5 Danish krona, which is less than €1. And they had this linen dress with a lace detail that has lace as well as sequins, like see-through sequins, but they catch the light. There's a lace detail there on the bottom. I don't like a lot of cutouts or big rough lace things or a lot of prints. I'm like relatively simple and minimal, but I felt this wasn't too egregious. Thomas didn't like it too much, but we'll see. I think this shirt is homemade by someone. The pattern itself, I'm like on the verge about. I really wasn't sure if I was gonna get it for a while in the store, but it's this seersucker material that makes it kind of like rough feeling, and I like the oversized look of it. It's kind of like a t-shirt. I ended up getting it. I thought it was maybe kind of fun. Thomas said that it didn't look so nice with this blue, which I kind of agree with. And I'm a little on the verge with this and this, to be honest, so not a great role model in terms of thrifting things you're not sure about, but sometimes I feel it's worth it to take the little risk. And then I found something that was not as cheap, but definitely really cool. It's another jacket. This one's a leather jacket. It has panels of suede, so it's kind of striped. And it's an extra large, so it's quite like oversized. With these buttons down the front, it hits to right above my knees. It wasn't, dirt cheap, but it was a pretty good price for a leather jacket, like a pretty average thrift store price for a leather jacket, I would say. And I actually don't own any leather jackets, so I'm turning 26 next month. No, but I do think my style is changing a bit in a way that I really like. And now the camera is beeping that there's no more storage on the SD card, so I guess that's the natural ending for this. I'm excited to try using this leather jacket to see what it's like to be the person with the leather jacket.